What's going on, guys? Today's April 14th. Tomorrow's tax day. But today I wanted to be thankful for some stuff. And I wanted to share something I learned out of that mastermind at the beginning of the month, where I met Chris, started this 30-day challenge, and I just want to kind of share a small principle that's actually changed a lot for me in the past 14 days. When I was out there was one of the speakers, and I want to say it was Brian Delaney, who said he got up every morning and he was grateful, and he said what he was grateful for, and he got a beer and he said, "I love you," to himself and to the people he loves. And so on that note, I thought I'd just bring it back for you and tell you how I made this change in my life, and also where this whole journey of podcasting and learning and everything has started. The past few years I've been DJing, and I was getting into the DJ market as a social media marketer. There was nobody over there doing that stuff, and so I had this passion for the DJs, and I'm like, there's got to be something out there for them. But the fact is, there was nobody out there helping them. There's nobody out there being able to teach them how to do this within their own business. And so I was like following Amy, Nick, following all these people online. Well, come November, there was this announcement I saw online, and Amy Porterfield was going to be meetup in Scottsdale, and I said, I gotta go. So she shows up, Pat Flynn's there, and I'm like, I have no clue who Pat Flynn is. What you did that night changed everything for me. Let's take it a step back. I came to Arizona on network marketing, involved in Quick Start Amway, and went to dinner with lots of people who had lots of money who never flipped a bill. When I was at that meetup, Pat Flynn said, "I'm paying for dinner." At that point, a light switched and said, who is this guy? Why don't I know about him? I need to figure out where he is, what he does, everything about him. Because that meal wasn't cheap. I was up to $35 just alone, and there was about 40, 50 people there. You can see that wasn't a cheap thing, and he didn't know me. He didn't have to pay for my dinner. I was there because I wanted to meet Amy. Moving down the line, who I had at the dinner table, who I sat across from, was Aaron Pearson and Deacon Hayes of the Well Kept Wallet podcast. What I did is I learned about Fire Nation from Aaron Pearson that night, and Entrepreneur on Fire. What is this? Is what I said. And so I went home, and I was up till, it was probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time I got home, researched this, and I was like, this is awesome. I had no idea that podcast had basically come back from the dead. I listened to them back when they first started in like 05, 06 or something like that, it seems like, with just some music podcast. And then when I got involved in network marketing, I didn't listen to anything because I was listening to just the CDs that were the best thing since sliced bread, helping you out. And they did. They helped me out a lot. I probably have 300, 400 CDs, because I was involved for a while and I was listening to nothing but those. That podcast could do the same thing for me. So I started diving into all these podcasts, and from that event to Entrepreneur on Fire, Podcast Paradise. Started listening to his podcast every day and changed. And then Nick Unsworth said, hey, I'm doing a mastermind out in Scottsdale. And I said, I got to figure out how to get there. So I hustled, and made the money to go. It was well worth every single penny I spent on that. And when you get the opportunity to sit there and sit one-on-one, John Lee Dumas, Nick Unsworth, Brian Delaney, Chris Cerrone, Steve De La Torre, really make a difference in your business within all that, then you will make a phenomenal change within your business. So I just want to thank a few people. I'm going to try and do this off the top of my head the best I can. So we'll start from the top down with Amy Porterfield. Thank you for doing the meetup with Pat Flynn, who led me to Aaron Pearson, who led me to Deacon Hayes, that also led me to John Lee Dumas and Kate Erickson with Fire Nation, that led me to all the people on Podcaster Paradise, Kevin Lee with the Travel Hacking Podcast, Chris Cerrone with the Chris Cerrone Show, Valerie with Inspiration with Val, Steve De La Torre, Fit Pro Inferno. I'm trying to remember, I want to say 1,000 million times thanks for Nick to put on that event and let me come out to it, and just what you taught me. You'd said that it was going to be somewhat life-changing, and your coach said, well, if this isn't life-changing, I'm leaving. And that you could tell him this was life-changing. I've exploded internally, focused, and with the help of all these people and doing the right thing that John said, you need to hire a mentor. I did that first. Before any of this, I had met Mark Jamnick, who's my coach, and I want to personally thank him as well for helping me move along. Totally believe that principle of the 5 people you hang out with most, that's who you become the sum of. Just keep going your ventures. Please let me know how I could help you. I am in Arizona. I'd love to meet up with anybody who's in Arizona, obviously. Get together. Let's just sit down and mastermind. Brings me to my next point. I know that masterminds are important, and thank you, Michael O'Neill, for doing Solo Lab. I'm so glad that I joined, and I'm reading and watching the videos and clicking on the links and just seeing what everybody else is doing. I know this is going to be a phenomenal mastermind at the hangouts and everything else, and I'm excited. Now it's time for me to get into the house. Just got done with the gym. I'm probably sweating like a pig here in the car because I don't want the AC blowing on me, and I was driving, so I left the windows up. Make today a great day. If you haven't done your taxes, make sure you do them because it's due tomorrow. So Steve Parry checking out from SteveParryMarketing.com. Make sure if you want to become friends on Instagram or Twitter at SLPARRY. And I just want to be able to help you out and do what I can to help you move forward. Let me know if you have questions. I can just say thank you a million times over, and I love you guys. Keep working hard. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Peace out. Paradise Podcasters? I can never get that right.